Hey guys, JayKrawls here. We're going to look at the new unit, Jedrek the Crusher. Sounds cool, looks like he's big, strong, and masculine, but he falls short. He falls short on his attacks. Decent looking hit points. Rank 7 is 535 hit points. It actually does have the ability to do stun on one of its shots. So, which if you look at this shot here, this shot, you see three different patterns here. This first shot right here, which is called the backbreaker, has the same kind of pattern as the legendary boar. And this is a two-space, the flying knee, which hits two spaces, and then this pumped up, fist pumped up, whatever, which looks like on the picture he's throwing the rock that is in front of him, but I don't think he does. I don't know. We'll see. Which does the plus pattern. This shot right here does have the capability to hit air, where the other two do not. See the plane back there? Let's just show you what kind of damage it's going to do. The plane has 450 hit points. Some of that is armor. So you can see that it did 171 damage, which is not totally too bad, but all right, now let's do this shot on the tank here. I'm showing green, which is explosive damage. So, and it did a crit and a stun that time, so not too bad. Let's use this again. Okay, did a crit. Now let me see the stats on this guy. At rank 7, it has a 25% base crit with a 10% armor piercing and 10% bonus versus soldiers. 30% chance of stun on that shot. So that is the backbreaker shot. Range is 1 to 2, so you're going to have to compete. He'll have to be. He can be used on the second row back. So, which I would suggest anyway. You don't think you'd want to put this guy on the front row. All right, let's see if this shot can finish off the plane, and it did pretty well. You know, the unit seems to be doing a little better than I tested it earlier. Sometimes E2 does that. They'll go and they'll tweak the units a little bit. I wonder if they've done that already, because he's actually getting more crits than he did before. It's not to say go out and get this unit, because I still find him weak. Okay, here's the flying knee. 128 against the tank, which is not bad, but it is explosive damage, so you got to take that in consideration. I wanted to compare him. The brawler does crushing damage, and you notice it's red, and it did a 35 and a 28. Now, you're definitely not going to want to take these guys against the Ancient Sentinel. I did it today. I didn't video it because I was at work. But I tried him against the Sentinel, and it was not even worth showing you guys. I can tell you right now, each shot did about 12 to 17 points against the Ancient Sentinel. And then he shot these guys, and they just died pretty quick. So you definitely don't want to use these guys against the Ancient Sentinel. So it's not one of those kind of units. Let's use this shot again against Soldier. It has an extra chance of getting a crit, so 220 damage there. Let me finish this out here. And Battle Nations reboots. That is amazing. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, let me tell you about the second attack while we're watching this load up. The flying knee does 1 to 2 range. It's targeted, and it's going to do at rank 7 about 96 to 166 damage. So let's go back into this battle and see where I left off here. Looks like it has a cooldown before or after it does that shot. Alright, let's look at the flying knee again like we were just looking at. It says 99 to 166 with a 30% chance of crit, 10% armor piercing, and 10% versus soldier and 10% versus critter. So let's take a flying knee here, which hits the unit and the unit behind it. Notice it's green because it's also explosive damage. Don't know why this guy's knee is explosive, but apparently it is. Let's try that again. 146, and of course got a crit on the soldier in the back, which is nice. Alright, let's see. See what we can do against this plane back here, which has 375 health, which is not as good, but see if we can get a crit on this. 218. And there went my brawler. This shot here is the only one that does crushing damage. The other two do explosive damage, which crushing I could understand more for this unit than explosive, but whatever, you know, whatever. Okay, looks like these two units are about to die, and I don't want to send them to the hospital, so I'm going to get out of here, and we'll fight something more useful. You're thinking, come on. Let's fight here. Alright, Raider Warlord Challenge, no vehicles, they said. Let's see what we can get past their metal detectors. Obviously, this unit is available in this battle. I'm going to put one on the front row just to show you about longevity of this unit. I'll do a video next and post it later about what kind of setup you should use in this boss strike, because there are several different things that work, but there are some things you can do to not lose units this boss strike. And because I'm just kind of sampling, or I'm just kind of trying to show you this unit, I don't want to spend too much time setting up. Where are my ETs at? Somewhere back here. Ugh. There you are. Put some of these up here. And let's roll. Okay. Now, nice green board here. And it has the capability of hitting all these units in the back, so that's nice of that shot. Did okay damage to these first two, these two units here, but very minimal damage to the back. So it is kind of like the legendary boar, except for the legendary boar shot has a new type of damage type that most of these units don't have resistance for. But a lot of these units that do have resistance to explosive damage, you're not going to notice a lot of damage there. So two shots there, and I haven't taken out any units yet. Legendary Mammoth, if I would have taken 2 shots, I could have probably cleared out almost all the units on the board. So nothing close to the legendaries, sorry. It does okay damage, but still, like you probably already got units that are going to do far better this boss strike than these guys. Right here, I should be using my ETs instead of just attacking with these same guys every time. Let me go ahead and freeze. Let's see, freeze him. Maybe I'll get lucky. Yay. Let's do this. on this guy. That was terrible. That's better. 416, got a crit on it. Of course, that flying knee does have a like 40% chance of getting a crit on a critter, so that probably is a better shot to use against these guys. All right, let's see. Spread this damage out here. Okay. Kind of showing you what the unit's capable of. Has decent health. It kind of reminds me of the legendary boar. Like they've taken some of the same shots of the legendary boar and incorporated into this guy, made him slightly weaker with some little better resistance. He takes only 0.5 crushing damage, so 50%, 52% crushing damage, 80% piercing, 78% explosive, 64% fire, and 85% of freeze damage. So kind of similar shots as the legendary boar, but not quite as powerful. I'm glad that it did give it explosive damage, because if it was all crushing damage, it would be really super weak. Okay, so the point is, you don't necessarily need this unit for this boss strike. If you find yourself needing this unit, then that means you probably don't have enough other units that are capable, are strong enough. But my feeling is, after this boss strike is over, this is going to be a unit that you kind of put in the background and very rarely use. Especially if you have legendary mammoths. So unless you're a collector, you can pass on this unit. It's just another unit that you'll have to scroll past when you're trying to look for the good ones. All right, guys. I hope this video has helped you make a decision whether you should get this this unit or not. And be looking forward to the next video I put out on tips for this boss strike.